Hi everyone, it's Ann. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new, actually pre-release deck. It's called Witch Sister Tarot by Julia Jeffrey. And according to Amazon, it's not due to be released until this coming Friday, December 8th, 2023. I am recording this video on Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. A big shout out to Llewellyn for sending this out to me to review and do the walkthrough on. So I got it before the Amazon pre-release date. It's in a hard case magnetic box and published by Llewellyn. And author is Julia Jeffrey. And if you are familiar with her, she is the same author that created the Hidden Realm Tarot. So if you're familiar with the Hidden Realm Tarot, it's the same author. So you may see some similarity. Here's the back, cute little squirrel, a few pictures of the cards in the back. Thrumming with the power of Celtic legends and kindred spirits, this hauntingly beautiful deck captures the bold and mysterious nature of witchcraft. Julia Jeffrey's evocative artwork reimagines the Rider-Waite-Smith system into a world of iconic witches, magical familiars, and extraordinary stories. The full color guidebook shows you how to invoke the aid of deities, connect with the elements, and make magic in your readings. Each card inspires a profound sense of chosen family through which you'll find boundless wisdom and your sisters in tarot. I wasn't going to read it, but I went ahead and did anyway. Inside the cover, it says, "The magic of the ancestors beats in your blood. Feel its power and free your will soul." And it does have a black ribbon to make it easy to lift up the book. You get a full-size large guidebook in color with semi-gloss pages. Very nice, or maybe just glossy. I think it's full gloss page. So I love this type of presentation of Llewellyn's, where you get, you know, the nice magnetic, hard case magnetic box, and then you get the large size guidebook. Very nice color, and then you get the cards. And this type of card size is perfect for me, and they're very easy to shuffle. I love it. Love it. So here are the backs of the cards. They are not reversible, as you can see. Sides are not gilded. They feel plasticky, but not hard plastic. They're thin, on the thinner side, bendable, flexible, pliable, but as you can see, there's that reflection, that sheen. So it does have that coating on there. And I'm going to close this up. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the cards, and then we'll take a look at the guidebook afterwards. So let's zoom in nice and tight. So as you can see, it's pretty much borderless with one black border at the bottom where the number and the title of the card is. So starting out, we have the Fool, the Magician, and now some of the cards in this deck have been renamed. So as you can see, this is one of them. The High Priestess have been renamed to Nynaeve. Oh, I'm sorry, that's N-I-C. I thought it was N-I-E. It's Nick Nevin. Nick Nevin. Not familiar with that. A little bit of nudity, so if you don't like nudity, then you may want to skip this deck, because there's some, not too much, but there's some, just FYI, okay. The Empress has been renamed to the Queen of Elfame, or Alphame, or Elfame. Alphame. Very pretty. The Emperor has been renamed to the Tree of Life. So here we have the Emperor and the Empress. Very different from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, but as we read in the back of the box. I mean, there's some similarity, but it's not going to be exact. The Hierophant has been renamed to the Tradition, which makes sense, right? Following the tradition. The Lovers is still called the Lovers. The Chariot is called Flight. A little bit of nudity again. They're flying instead of on a horse and carriage. Strength. So the lion has been changed. Or is this a lion? Is it a female lion? Maybe. Possibly. Look at that. The Hermit is still the Hermit. We have a full moon behind her. She's not holding a lantern close up here. The Spinner of Threads. So the Wheel of Fortune has been renamed to the Spinner of Threads. Justice is still Justice. That's interesting. No scale, no sword. She's not blindfolded. So very different Justice from the traditional norm. Hangman is called Initiation, and she's not hanging upside down. So a little bit different. Death is still Death. Very different Death card, showing her as a youth and then as a mature older woman. Temperance is now called Flow. That makes sense. The Devil is Lord of the Forest. So that's different. They don't have two people chained, just the one with the horns. And then Elf Smoke is 16. So that's traditionally the tower. There's the lightning strike here. And 17, Ancient Starlight. So you do have stars in the back there, the night sky. And 18, the Moon is Moonchild with the moon in the back. And then the Sun is still the Sun, very happy, vibrant, glowing. And Renewal, its Judgment, has been renamed to Renewal. And then 21 is the world has been changed to the land. The land. All right, so that completes the major arcana. Now moving on to the minors, we have the suit of trees. So I'm assuming that is the earth. But then they also have stones. So is the trees equivalent to the pentacles? Because they have trees and then they have stones. Let's see if I can find it really quickly. Trees, water, skies, stones. So 69. 69, does it say what is equivalent to? It's equivalent to ones, which is what I thought, because usually in a deck, a lot of time they put ones first, but it kind of threw me off because it's trees. Okay, so stones would be the traditional pentacles. I usually can figure it out without the guidebook, but this one's kind of close, so I just want to confirm. All right, so continuing on. So the suit of wands have been renamed to the suit of trees. So starting out, we have Ace of Trees, Two of Trees, Three of Trees. Lots of cute little squirrels. Four of Trees. Totally different from the traditional Four of Wands. Usually that's a celebration, a couple, right? With the wreath standing, with the Four Wands hanging. This doesn't look like a celebration. Very different, Four of Wands. Different interpretation here. Five of Trees. So she's hiding. Traditionally that's fighting. All right, Six of Trees is traditionally Six of Wands, which is victory. Seven of Trees. Eight of Trees is traditionally Eight of Wands. Usually that's swift movement, right? 8 wands flying through the sky. So if you're brand new to tarot, and you're learning based on the Rider-Waite system, this may not be a beginner's friendly deck unless you totally resonate with it, which does happen where you pick up the deck and you feel drawn to it, you totally resonate with it, you read it intuitively, and you can just pick it up and go. But just generally speaking, I don't think this, in my opinion, I don't think this would be a beginner friendly deck. But there's always exception, having said that. So if you resonate with it and you're brand new, go for it. If you resonate with the deck and you like it. 9 of trees, a little bit of nudity here. 10 of trees, maids. So the page have been changed and renamed to maids. So maid of trees is traditionally the page of wands. And then the knight have been changed to witch. So witch is knight of wands. Witch of trees is traditionally the knight of wands. She looked like she's about to stab someone. That looks a little scary there. Queen of trees. So the queen is still queen. So this is queen of wands. No cat. No sunflower. She does have some ears here. And then the king, looks like the king and the deck have been changed to an animal. All right. So traditionally king of wands is king of trees. So moving on, the next suit is waters, or traditionally cups. We have ace of waters, 2 of waters, 3 of waters. Ooh, this is very pretty. Look at that. It looks like something in a fancy Chinese restaurant. It reminds me of, you know, the pictures, paintings they have on a wall of a fancy, affluent Chinese restaurant. I don't know why that makes me think of that. Maybe I've seen it similar before. I think so. 4 of waters, so traditionally 4 of cups. 5 of waters, traditionally is 5 of cups, so usually it's remorse, regrets, looking at the spilled cups. 6 of water. So in this deck, it looks like they don't show in the card the symbol of the name of the card, meaning there's no cups. I don't see cups, even though we're looking at the water stack. Although it's not cup, it's water. So there is water around. So maybe that's what she's depicting. Okay, so 4 of water. So there is a lot of waters. Okay, but there's no cups because it's been renamed to water. Okay, so she's showing a lot of water. Now this one is trees, which is traditionally wands. So does the tree have lots of trees? It has a lot of leaves, but I guess some trees. I'm backtracking to see if it stands. Does trees have trees in them instead of wands? Not necessarily, but the water one does have a lot of cards with water. So having said that, here we are. Continue on. 7 of waters. 8 of waters, so lots of waters. 9 of waters. This one doesn't have water though, so not necessarily, but some of the time they have the element in the illustration in the picture. 10 of waters. Maid of water, so traditionally page of cups. So she's playing with the water instead of holding a cup with the fish. I don't know if there's a fish in there. I don't think so. I can't tell if that's a fish or it's part of the wavy water. Witch of waters, so traditionally that's knight of cups. Queen of waters is still queen, so queen of cups, and king of cups. All right, so the wands, we have an animal for the king, but the cups, the waters, we actually have a man. So here we are, the counterparts, the 2 counterpart, king and queen of waters. Very interesting. Moving on, next suit is skies, which is equivalent to the traditional swords. We have ace of skies, 2 of skies, 3 of skies, which is traditionally 3 of swords, heartbreak, pain, betrayal. 4 of skies, 5 of skies, 6 of skies, 7 of skies, Eight of Skies, Nine of Skies, 10 of Skies, Maid of Skies, which is traditionally would be Page, so Page of Sword. Witch of Skies is traditionally Knight, so this is traditionally Knight of Swords. And then Queen of Skies and King of Skies. So again, we have a male and a female. So this is the King and Queen of Swords traditionally here. In this deck, they are King and Queen of Skies. All right. Next suit is Stones, which is Pentacles, the last suit, equivalent to the traditional Pentacles. So Ace of Stones is traditionally Ace of Pentacles. Two of Stones, Three of Stones. So there's not like three people working together, collaboration, but she has three stones stack up. There are Four of Stones. Very cute. Five of Stones, which is traditionally Five of Pentacles. Six of Stones. Seven of Stones. Eight of Stones. Nine of Stones. 10 of Stones. Maid of Stones, which is traditionally Page of Pentacles. Witch of Stones, which is traditionally would be Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Stones and King of Stones. So it looks like as far as the court cards, three of the suits have the traditional male representing the king. The only suit that didn't was the first one, which was the Wands, which represents the Wands. So the Wands actually had an animal instead of the king, representing the king of Wands. But then the queen also is like a hybrid. Very interesting. So I thought the king would all be animals, but it's only in the tree suit, which is equivalent to the traditional wand suit, where they don't have a traditional male representing the king. Very interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the guidebook. Zoom out because it's a larger guidebook, a little harder cover. Very nice. Glossy pages, as I mentioned. So Tarot of the Hidden Realm, that's her other deck I had mentioned. All right, very pretty. Acknowledgements, contents, tarot origin, first steps, the gathering, the major arcana, the minor arcana, trees, water, skies, stones, taking flight, spreads, making magic, rejection, introduction, beginnings. I like the font in this deck. It's nice. It looks like calligraphy, but it's dark and bold and you can see it and it's clear. I don't have difficulty trying to figure out the words or the letters. Tarot origins. After I said I can read the font, I thought that was the B instead of the O. Tarot origins, tarot steps, shuffling, how to do a reading, the spread, choosing the card, the intention. Okay, part 2, the gathering, and then it goes into the major arcana. And then it explains. So you get a full-size picture of the card, divinatory meaning, and yeah, so for each card you get like a paragraph describing the cards, talking about the card, and then the divinatory meaning. Like for example, the Magician, divinatory meaning is the Magician is a potent bringer of strength and purpose. He tells us that our wild soul is still intact and still connected to the land, and that our blood beats with the surging sap in the mighty oaks. He speaks strongly of the act of creation, giving power to our plans and visions. He feels the bones of the mountains beneath his hooves, while his antlers reach up for the heavens, connecting us to the skies as well as the land. No summit is too high to reach, he assures us. The magician in a reading is a strong indication that this is the right time to take action, that we are heading in the right direction and we know what we need to do. All right, so that gives you an idea of the guidebook. So let's check out the minors to see if they're set up the same way with the full-size picture. So here we are. I flipped right through it. So we have, that's the last card of the majors, and then we start the minor section. Kings is equal to fire, queens water, witches air, maids equal earth. The elemental association which we spoke about in chapter 2 apply to the court cards as well as the number cards. So they associate what court card is equivalent to what element. So once again, king is fire, queen's water, witches equal air, which is traditional knights, maids traditional page is earth. Very nice, informative. Trees. Ace of trees. So same, the minors is the same setup. You get a full-size picture and then the paragraph write-up and then a paragraph of divinatory meaning. The Five of Trees brings us to a time of testing. We might be challenged to the limit of our endurance. It may speak of the dynamics and difficulties we can all face within groups, be it at work, among the family, or in social groups. Whatever the situation, the potential for tension and conflict is always real. There are times when it's all too easy to imagine we can hear the hounds baying for our blood and feel their hot breath and slathering jaws snapping for our neck. Often the key in these situations is communication and understanding, but that can be easier said than done. The sun's fire is pale in the sky, but still the light is breaking through. Hope is not lost. We must be honest about our own part in the situation. If we can do this and keep an open heart, we will find a way through unscathed. All right. So that is the guidebook. Let's see. Reflection. So there's a total of 201 number pages. Have a reflection section at the end. Light a candle, coven, flight, familiars, making magic, dawn till dusk. And then there's a section of spreads. So single cards reading, which mirror 3 card spread, 3 realm spread, charm of iron spread. All right, so that is the guidebook. So let's see. Well, we already know how these cards shuffle, but I will go ahead and break them, shuffle them. Let me fill my energy, fill them with my energy. I like to draw my Reiki symbol as well. All right, so overhand shuffle. It's no problem at all. The size is perfect for my little petite hands. So they shuffle well. They glide. They don't stick. I can shuffle this type deck from Llewellyn forever. I love this series that they do with the box and the book, like I said, and the size cards and style of cards. I love it. All right, so overhand shuffle, no problem. And riffle shuffle, they shuffle nicely. They riffle nicely. This is the only deck, one of the very rare deck that I can shuffle right out of the box without breaking the card in, having it be too stiff. All right, so then this way vertically is fine as well. And then let's try this way. Some people do shuffle this way vertically. That's fine as well. They are a little bit slippery, but not so slippery to the point where they slip and slide and you don't have control. There you go. That's fine. I just have to hold it. And I think my table is a little slanted as well, so I just have to hold it further up on the table. All right, so let's pull a card. Can we get a card for the collective who will be watching? A message? What do they need to know? What does the collective need to know? Ah, all right, 2 cards, 3 cards. So strength, be strong, hold on. And then the Magician, Witch of Water, Knight of Waters, Moon Child, Tradition is the Hierophant, King of Skies, 8 of Stones. Wow. All right, so I'm going to put those back, and maybe we can just read these 2 since they were the ones that are faced up. All right, so let's go for it. Strength. Strength. All right, just so you can see the cards and you can see it as well. So strength. The Scottish wildcat is now, oh, so it's a wildcat. It's not a female lion, which is what I thought it was when I was doing the flip through. Okay, the Scottish wildcat is now an endangered species. Today, these wary feral creatures we found only in the remote highlands, and sightings are rare. They live and hunt on the margins, on the edges of the forest, avoiding populated areas. In Celtic mythology, there is a spirit called the cat Sith, a witch or fairy in feline form, and it is said that these tales may have originated from wildcat encounters. Witches are often shapeshifters, and cat transformations are one of the most frequently recorded, with many stories of whole covens transforming themselves into cats and usually wrecking havoc. Can't speak. All right, so divinatory meaning. This warrior carries the spirit of the wild cat within her. She is of the ancestors, tribal people, not seeking to make war or take land from others, but knowing she must be ready to fight at any moment if called upon. These 2 incandescent creatures are as one. Their fiery intensity lights up the twilight that they move through. Sometimes we all feel the wildcat within us, hissing, spitting, and snarling, or maybe just disappearing in a flash of burning gold as soon as we've caught sight of her. Mostly we don't have the perfect balance of this warrior witch or her hard-won ease in holding the wilderness within her and channeling it when the time is right. To grow stronger and be whole, we need to integrate what is feral within ourselves. For many of us, this is a lifetime's work. This card may be urging that we make an effort toward acceptance of our raw, wild feelings. Open our hearts and see how beautiful and powerful they can be. Or it may indicate that this integration is already happening. So there you go, strength. And then the other card is the Magician. Wow, so both are major arcana that came out for the collective today with this deck. The Magician, in the words of brilliant historian Dr. Diane Purkiss, the stag is like the god of the Scottish witches. During the 15th to 17th century in Scotland, while the witch hunting fever raged, rich and privileged men were also carving up the common land and taking it for their own private use. Forests where common folk and wild animals had once roamed free were enclosed and turned into private hunting grounds for wealthy landowners. It is easy to see how the stag, once the free lord of the forest and now made the prey of the prosperous few, would come to symbolize the sovereignty, power, and connection to the wild land that the people had also been robbed of. The significance of the stag goes back much, much further. They are also to be found in Pictish stone carvings around Scotland, and archaeological evidence has led historians and folklorists to speculate about the existence of ancient deer cults in the Scottish Highlands. Divinatory meaning. The magician is a potent bringer of strength and purpose. He tells us that our wild soul is still intact and still connected to the land, and that our blood beats with the surging sap in the mighty oaks. He speaks strongly of the act of creation, giving power to our plans and visions. He feels the bones of the mountains beneath his hooves, while his antlers reach up for the heaven, connecting us to the skies, as well as the land. No summit is too high to reach, he assures us. The magician in a reading is a strong indication that this is the right time to take action, that we are heading in the right direction and we know what we need to do. All right, so be strong, and it's time to take action. So maybe having the strength to take action. Wow. So that is the message for the collective. If you happen to be watching, maybe these messages may apply to you, or maybe not, depending, right? So this wraps up the walkthrough. So once again, according to Amazon, the deck will be released this coming Friday, the 8th. So as usual, if you are interested in the deck, I will put the links in the description, Llewellyn's link as well as Amazon link, links in the description underneath this video. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you again on the next video. Bye.